What's going on, YouTube family? It's Andrea here at VW Family Farm, and today I'm talking free elderberries. It is time to start looking for elderberries, and I'm going to tell you why you need them, how to get them for free, and just everything you ever wanted to know about elderberries. So stay tuned. So number one reason you need to be finding elderberries, buying elderberries, incorporating them into your diet and your life is because all the things they help you with on your health. They're wonderful for like bladder and urinary troubles to keep you good there. They're wonderful for allergies, digestive health, all those things. But number one reason our family uses them is for cold and flu prevention, or if we do get a cold or the flu, for treatment while we have that cold or flu. Actually, studies have shown that elderberry is becoming as effective as Tamiflu. And if you are familiar with Tamiflu, it's got some awful side effects, awful things in it. I'm not judging you if you've used it. I've given it to my kids when they were little, but when they got a little bit older and I got more and more into this natural lifestyle, it's kind of a nasty thing, and it doesn't really cure the flu. It might shorten it a little bit, and elderberry is good for you and is showing to be just as effective. And at one point our insurance changed, and even with insurance the Tamiflu was outrageous, and at the time we couldn't even afford it. Emily got the flu, and so it was my first introduction to elderberry because I could not afford their Tamiflu. So I ventured into the health food store and they introduced me to elderberries, and I have been hooked ever since. It helped her get better. That is the number one reason we use it, is for immune boosting. It's rich in flavonoids and specifically anthocyanins, hence the deep purple color of the elderberries. They're almost a black color. So that is my number one reasons for using it. I keep elderberry syrup made all winter long. Actually, basically from fall to spring, because you'll start hearing early cases of the flu in the fall. And I know that a lot of us like to be natural and ride out sicknesses and all that, but there are people that die from the flu every year. And I just want to do my best to keep my family protected, and elderberry syrup is how I do that. And it seems to work pretty well for preventing the flu, because I know a few times I know we've been exposed and we were taking our elderberry and we didn't get the flu. And actually last year we slacked on taking our elderberry. Lane got the flu. Everybody else in the house stepped it up and really started taking our elderberry, and we did not get it all in the same house. So I think it works. Let's talk about why right now you need to be finding free elderberries. You can see behind me, or beside me, this is our elderberry bush in the yard. We have two of these. This is its third year and it is loaded. So if you get a chance to get a cutting from someone, I planted mine in late winter the first year. I got elderberries the first year, not many. Last year I got plenty. I still have some in the freezer, and this year I'm gonna have more than I know what to do with. So they're fast growing, they're really beautiful, they're good for the pollinators. But the reason you need to be looking for them right now, and the reason I planted these in my yard, because I got made fun of because people were like, what? Elderberries are everywhere, you're planting them? Is because I wanted to learn. I am not a confident forager. I wanted to learn about the elderberry so that I could go out in the wild and be confident of what I was picking, because I don't want to pick some kind of poisonous berry and feed it to my family. Now that I've got these, they're very easy to identify. You can do it. Around here, they grow in the road ditches. They're everywhere. So let me tell you a little bit about how you can identify them. Okay, so in our area, elderberries have bloomed out just recently, and if you're a little bit north of here, you're probably still in the midst of this. They were covered in white, beautiful blooms, and now they've got these little green berries all over them. So now is the time. This plant is pretty easy to identify. I'm going to tell you how by its leaves, and then like I said, if you're north of here, look for the beautiful white blossoms and match it with what I'm going to tell you about the leaves, and I think you can be pretty safe to say you found the elderberry bush. Okay, so if you get confident in how to identify the elderberry bush, you can go out and get more free elderberries than you know what to do with, because if you order elderberries online, they're expensive. So let's start with how to identify it. Each little stem has got leaves on it. I'm actually gonna pick this one off. Okay, so here's a stem of leaves. There's gonna be anywhere from 5 to 11 leaves on this, okay? And one's gonna be up here at like the end of the stem by itself. It's gonna kind of just go in line with the stem. And then all the rest of them are gonna be in pairs along the side. So there's gonna be pairs of leaves, okay? That's the first thing to look for. So this one's got 7. It's gonna be anywhere from 5 to 11, okay? The edges of this leaf is serrated. Looks like a little serrated knife. So the serrated edge, and then these are gonna be like oval or ovate shaped. You can see. And then in the leaf, there's all these little veins, and when they get out to this serrated edge, they start fading out. They're pretty pronounced looking back here as they leave the middle vein, but as they go, they fade out to almost nothing as they get out towards the serrated edge. So those are some things. This is pretty distinct looking. You'll get to where you can just recognize this. I can just be going through the woods and I can recognize it now. It's really easy to identify. The white flowers are a dead giveaway. If you can find one elderberry bush, or if your friend has one and you know that theirs is blooming white, go to the woods or look in the ditches or whatever at that time. And if you see them blooming white, mark that bush so that you can come back in the summer when it's full of the big black juicy berries and feel confident, hey, that was the one. The leaves matched, it was blooming white when so-and-so's elderberry bush was blooming. I'm confident that's elderberry. I just encourage you, do your research, make sure it's an elderberry bush. I certainly don't want to encourage you to go harvest some poisonous berries, so just do your research. Do all the identifying factors to make sure. And then you'll have yourself an abundance of free elderberries. You can take it home and turn it into wonderful goodness that is elderberry syrup. You can start taking that this fall and feel confident that you are helping your family to stay healthy and boost their immune system all winter long. This year, I'm gonna show y'all as I do it. I've never done this before. I've always just clipped this whole bunch of berries, and the first year I just tried to pick them off that way, and there's juice everywhere. And then I read if you'll take these and lay them on a cookie sheet and freeze them, they come off a lot easier. And that was easier. They froze, and so by the end of the whole process of me picking off berries, they were starting to get a little juicy, but it was a lot better. But this year, I'm gonna try dehydrating them, because that's how I've always ordered them online. And then when I turn them into syrup, they make a much darker, richer syrup than the ones I'm using that I'm freezing fresh. So I'm gonna try dehydrating them and see if that's even worth the trouble and time. So I'll keep y'all posted. Thanks for watching. I hope this helps some of y'all. Get out there and find you some elderberries. I'll see you tomorrow. God bless.